and I'm in my apartment. Um, I've been thinking about stuff that has been happening lately, and one of the reasons of my depression is the fact that I wonder if life could be better. Especially considering that I went and had education. I got an education in Puerto Rico. I finished a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering, and then I decided to stay longer because I couldn't find a job, and I did a master's in environmental engineering. For a while, I used to work for New York State, and but the purpose how I ended up here was because I decided to pursue. I wanted to do a PhD degree in environmental engineering, and so I could go teach in academia, do research, and but I couldn't finish it. Um, couldn't finish the PhD, so I got a job with New York State Department of Environmental Conservation for a while. But then 2008 happened, and they had to lay off, and I realized that I couldn't get my engineering license here in New York State if I stayed New York State. So I pretty much ended up deciding to leave the state. I thought that I was going to be able to find a different job, but with the economy at that point it was really bad. I couldn't find a job for about 3 years, and it was until I was finally um, applied to Home Depot. And at the time I was going part time to Hudson Valley Community College, trying to improve my skills, and I was studying business administration and accounting. So I got hired as a cashier at Home Depot. But now I look back and it's like my income has been in decline since I left New York State in 2009. And I've been getting depressed because I've been trying to get that income back again high, but I've been finding so many. I just don't know what else to do. Yeah, I could move away and see how it works out, but there are a lot of factors that I have to consider for that. Um, but I wonder if life would have been better if I stayed in Puerto Rico. Maybe I could have stayed in Mayagüez, find a way to transition Mayagüez, Puerto Rico. I always like Mayagüez because that's the place where I went to college and I enjoyed the environment down there. The west coast of Puerto Rico is quite beautiful, and I don't know. I always like living in that area. Um, I did like Arecibo too, and I grew up in Arecibo my whole life. And I ended up graduating from Colegio Evangélico Capitán Correa, 1993, and but I always have like the West Coast, and I wondered what if I was stay down there and try to find a job down there. And I applied to jobs, but I never got hired. Unemployment I know in Puerto Rico is really bad, especially after when I graduated college. One of the things that had happened was like they have removed Section 936 of the tax code, so a lot of industry they closed and they moved to other places. So it created a lot of economic havoc in the island in Puerto Rico. So there were very few good paying jobs in Puerto Rico. So it became very difficult to live. Um, I personally wanted to pursue my interest in graduate studies because I enjoy it. I enjoy asking myself questions and I enjoy learning. It's the reason why I try to go to do a PhD, and it's the reason why I still sometimes I see those traits in me. Like yesterday, I was watching, I was reading an article about the problem with solar panels, how difficult have gotten to dispose of solar panels appropriately in a way that it doesn't harm the environment, and and it got me thinking like, okay, so what can you do? So I began learning about how solar panels are made and what kind of process they use to make solar panels and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, the issue of disposing of solar panels that are no longer used or don't produce enough electricity, um, it's an issue because what are you going to do with them? They have materials that can be harmful and hazardous, and that's creating a new problem. So I was like, I still realize that I have the traits of a person that likes to do research, learn, and figure out ways of like solving problems. It's just sad that I don't get to do that very often because my job right now, like right now, I've been working at Walmart, online grocery shopping, and So it's unfortunate that I've been stuck, but then working at Walmart has stuck my income, which have affected my finances because it's become more difficult to live in New York State. And when you live in New York State, you need to have a certain level of income, otherwise you're going to struggle. And I've been struggling for the past few years. The only reason that I have been able to survive lately, more comfortable, and even afford this apartment, which is this room is quite big considering the other place that I have left. I lived in a room for a while. I was renting a room that was smaller, way smaller than this. It was like half of the, not even half. I would say like it was like, yeah, I would say about half of it, maybe, yeah, about half of it. That was my room, half of the space. I couldn't have everything that I have here. Um, but going back, it's like if it wasn't for Walmart and the pay that I'm getting paid, I couldn't afford this place. And even then, this is a two-bedroom apartment I'm renting with somebody else because, in all honesty, it's difficult to be able to afford rent with my job. I want to be able to afford renting a place like this on my own. It will cost me about half my income, and that is that's very very bad from my point of view. That if I had to pay half of my income for rent alone. Um, like I said, I've been trying to find a different job, a job that pays more money, but I find it so difficult and frustrating. And sometimes I've thought about giving up, honestly. Sometimes I feel like I'm done. I just don't want to continue working anymore. I'm tired of working jobs that don't pay enough money. But I still keep trying to apply because I want to believe that there's something better out there. But at the same time, it's like how much should I continue trying because I just can't. I'm just getting frustrated. And maybe I should focus on my perspective on something else. How can I improve on my current job? But the problem is, in my current job, the only place that I could go up, my income is not going to go up. I cannot just go ask Walmart for a raise because Walmart is not going to do that. Walmart is a big corporation. They just set up the rate and they don't want to give people raises. Um, I could apply to a different position. The next step would be trying to become a team lead, but at the same time, it's like for a team lead, I will have to have an open schedule. I will have to live and breathe Walmart, and I don't like that idea because there are a few things that I've been doing lately. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons online with some friends and people that I came to know online, and it's just my only type of social interaction that I have, and wrestling too is my other social interaction. Other than that, most of the time I stay home. I work on my own projects, like for example making droids and robots. Um, but it's just sorry. It's just frustrating because um, I just don't want to give up an open schedule. I like to have a little bit control over the hours of what I do and what I do for work. And I also realized one other thing. I like working in the automotive industry, but at the same time, I'm realizing that the reason that I'm not working in the automotive industry is because sometimes they require me to work Saturdays, and I'm not willing to give up my Saturdays because Saturdays usually I go to wrestling shows and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, no, I don't want to give up my Saturdays, and that's a problem too when it comes to a job, especially in retail. Like they sometimes some retail employers that want you to work Saturdays, and I had an issue with that when I was working at Home Depot because Home Depot wanted me to work Saturdays and Sundays, and I just didn't want to do that. Um, but it is one of those things. And then going back to like again the amount of money that I'm getting paid for what I'm doing. I don't know. I just wish that I could use the skills that bring more money because I have them. I know how to use computers. I know how to use Word, Excel. I know how to I know how to solve problems. I know how to analyze data. Yet those skills are not being used, and I'm just stuck in a job that I just need to do because it needs to be done. That's what basically my job is, and I just feel so stuck. like in this dichotomy, and this is what people on some articles they call burnout. What leads to burnout, because when you get to burnout, it's like you just feel stuck. You just feel like you cannot grow up. You just feel like you cannot move up. That there's no chance of your life improving, and that's how I'm feeling right now. And I don't know if I'm the only person that's feeling that way, but like it just hurts that I cannot find a job that aligns also with my views, and I just have to take whatever is out there. I took a different job, which I'm going to start in August. I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know if I'm going to end up liking the job. I just took it. It just said that it pays the same amount of money that Walmart is paying me. It's not any better financially, but I just decided to take it because I needed a change. Because I've been getting tired of working at Walmart, so I needed a change. And the only way that I can see the change happen was if I were to do it. I still want to apply to an automotive technician job that I interviewed yesterday, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I see myself getting back into the automotive field. I had to work in manufacturing. I like manufacturing. I like assembly. Um, but I rather would prefer to have an engineering job again, because that would bring way more income. I could be able to pay better my things. I could be able to pay off my student loans and also save money for the future, because right now I don't have any money saved for retirement. And that's the dichotomy that I'm living. These are the problems that I'm living, and it's some fair sometimes when people tell me like, "Oh well, you should do this or that," and it's like, unless you've been through my situation where I've been like struggling financially as a trans woman, it's it's tough. It's really tough. It's a tough time. And then, well, why did you transition? Well, because I want to be myself. And I have no regrets. I'm not going to go back. So, what now? How can I improve? What can I do to improve my situation when it comes to job search, and how can I guarantee that I could get a job that will pay me more money? But now also then there's a fear of the job, the economy going into recession soon. I don't know how that's going to affect um, me financially. So that's something that I have to consider. In any case, that's all I got for now. Peace, everybody. Stay safe. Bye.